You're about to learn of something incredible, something that utilizes a wild plant that grows abundantly that you'll absolutely be able to recognize and very soon taste because Chef Alex Hamilton
Hi.
is preparing some fireweed.
Oh, it's so cool. Well, I mean, and this is like kind of like a light cellar origin story. I went on a plant walk with you back in like 2016 or 17.
Yeah.
And you had introduced me to Ivan chai.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? You know, like it blew my mind. You know, there's like taste of apricot in there and everything. And it was just like, it stuck with me, you know, so much because that process is just so deep within, you know, the realm of the Northern Hemisphere.
Right, cool. And we're about to get into some very interesting history about this process, how it relates to, you know, green tea, black tea. But as Alex mentions, this is utilizing a local wild plant. So we've got some growing in our garden here. I love there's our little garden here. It's just like a nice show demonstration. It's like, we got some incredible plantain, we got some fireweed, there's all these different plants. And right now it's just in beautiful show. It's just like popping off, beautiful colors. It's completely edible. You can eat the flowers, but what we're focusing on right now is we're harvesting the leaves. And so not from this plant, we're going out into the wild, we're getting some fireweed. And then Alex is doing a very special process to create what he called Ivan's chai. And there's a long history to this process, but why don't you just kind of explain, you know, what you've done, the stages that it's in, and then where we might see this show up at Light Cellar.
So when we harvested it, I let it just sit out to wilt, to become like soft because right now it's pretty springy because the cellulose is still very active in it and the water. So we picked it, let it wilt, and then I've been bruising it. So I'm just gonna put this down.
I'll hold those.
So then it's like, as you can see, my hands are kind of neon green because what we're doing is we're really just rubbing it until it gets really like wet, and I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna muddle it, and then we're gonna put it in the dehydrator, closed, so it can actually oxidize. You know, a lot of people mistake fermentation with oxidization.
Right.
And so this is an oxidization process. And then once it oxidizes, I'm gonna pull it out after a day or two, and it's gonna take on this apricot-y smell. It's the coolest thing, and then we're gonna dry it.
Yeah.
And then it goes into tea, and it is amazing. It is so good.
Yeah, so this is done with fireweed. Now, what you may or may not know is that this is the same process that they use to turn green tea, Camellia sinensis, into black tea. So again, it's that kind of wilting, the bruising, the oxidizing, and then as it, you know, that 1 to 2 day process, like as you mentioned, like it develops these interesting, like, you know, flavor notes, both, you know, flavor, aromatics, this kind of a thing. And then once you've got it to the stage you want it, you dry it to kind of lock that in. And, you know, you can tell, like, there's your kind of green fireweed tea, there's your black fireweed tea. Now, you were doing a little bit of research the other day, and I've never heard this before.
Oh, so this process predates the tea. So in Siberia, they've been doing this for, they think about 6,000 years, 8,000 maybe, and then they brought that down to China and India to do the tea process as we know it.
Right, awesome. So you know how tea is made now is because of how fireweed has been made for so long. And isn't it interesting? We're only just rediscovering, you know, totally. Like, oh, isn't this cool, right?
Yeah.
But
it's so cool.
This is a process been going on for so long that it's inspired, you know, the world's most consumed beverage. So we're bringing it here to Light Cellar, and we're going to be going out lots to kind of, you know, build up a nice supply. This is such an abundant plant. I mean, if you look at, you know, calendars of like Banff National Park, you see those like, you know, beautiful fields of just like the pink popping up, like, you know, it's called fireweed because it's one of the first plants to come up after a fire to grow, but will continue on afterwards. It grows in so many different ecosystems, and we're going to be going out, you know, wild harvesting, you know, so easily sustainable, and turning it into this delicious tea base.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So you've had a few kind of iterations in the past, just experimenting. Is there any particular drink or vision that you have for this coming out this season, this summer?
Well, so right now, I do use it in our kombucha mix. Like when we had the taps, we had the kombucha going consistently. Yeah. I'm starting to bring it back just because kombucha is such a great thing. You know, we have scobies. there, but I do use this within it. So it is our light cellar tea mix, you know,
Yeah.
and so the base of that, and then also I do want to do like an Arnold Palmer kind of, you know, with
Yeah.
with this, and then so like a more of a switchel, because like I want to think about like how can we make it as local as possible, you know,
Right.
with it. And so an Arnold Palmer is usually lemons
Right.
and tea, which both of those don't grow here, but
Yeah.
you know, we can do something similar with like rose hip and as an acidity, and then this
Yeah.
as the tea.
Cool. Awesome. So stay tuned. This is just kind of a preview, a behind the scenes, what we're thinking about, what's coming through. And yeah, we'll update you with a future video of like when this is ready and out and when you can have a taste and sample. And I'm sure at one of our events coming up, maybe it's an open house, maybe it's some sort of like wild food event like we have on Friday night, we're going to bust some of this out just so people can taste it as is. And of course, during plant walks as well, it'll be a feature. So if you want to kind of like get hands on and learn and taste, we'll have it featured during some of the plant walks as well. So thanks for tuning in and stay tuned.
See you soon.